All right, guys, in case you haven't heard yet, my next fragrance collaboration launches very soon in limited quantities, and we're launching at ScentFest SF. So this is a fragrance that I started working on before Jusbox 54. I was looking for the bottle here. I think it's moved over there. But if you recall, I did a fragrance with Jusbox. I started the project in spring of 2023, and it launched in almost autumn of 2024. And that fragrance started after this next fragrance that's launching very soon. And at the show at ScentFest SF, it'll have a very limited quantities of the bottle. So there will not be that many, and there will be limited supplies of it, and it will run out. But the official launch comes towards the end of the year. So why did this fragrance take so long? I've explained it many, many times, but there's been some challenges because we're working with a perfumer brand owner rather than a more big, like a larger niche brand or something. So everything is done by hand, and trying to make the volume that we were trying to get done was not possible by hand. So that's the reason why this fragrance has taken so long to launch, but I'm very happy it's launching at ScentFest. And it wasn't intentional because it was supposed to come out before 54, but it's also perfectly timed now because the fragrance is inspired by two cities, one of them being San Francisco and the other being the city of the brand founder that the brand founder is from. So it's a combination of inspirations from our two cities, and our two cities are connected. And the inspiration is the fragrance. And it's not just one fragrance, although we're launching one at the show with limited quantities, and then the official launch is in the autumn. But we are doing a trilogy. So we have three fragrances inspired by our two cities. I think the second one will come probably late this year or early next year. And then the following year, we'll have the third one. Out of the three, the most daring is the second one, I think. The first one is a little challenging. Let me tell you a little bit about it. So the first one is a combination of various plants and the atmosphere and, ingredients or inspiration of specific things in San Francisco with specific things from the other city. So it's a green gourmand, I would say. So we've got cannabis in the notes here with the first one. It's a San Francisco thing to be smoking pot, so we've got that as a note. And eventually the fragrance turns into, well, it starts out fresh. There are green notes like cannabis, but I should say the cannabis in this is not as cannabis-like in other fragrances. It's a bit more bitter green, almost like fig leaves, I should say. So that's the kind of direction we went with this fragrance. And then eventually it turns into a very floral and spicy heart. And we've got great trees that grow here and in the other city that are beautifully fragrant. So we wanted to combine the flowers from both cities as part of the inspiration for this fragrance. One of the flowers I wanted to make sure that was featured in this fragrance is Pittosporum, which is a very fragrant flower that I see bloom here in San Francisco. And they have the most amazing fragrance, most gorgeous fragrance. So I wanted to see that in this fragrance, but there's also orange blossom, there's jasmine, two varieties of jasmine. And then, of course, we've got some other floral notes that are a bit more inspired from the other city. Eventually, the fragrance goes into a gourmand direction. It's a very unique fragrance. It's actually quite amazing if you're picturing how the fragrance is going to smell. It's quite awesome. So it eventually goes into a gourmand direction. There's caramelized cashews. There's vanilla. There's tonka. There's custard, and then there's woods, amber, musks, and some sexy woods that are in the dry down as well. So very unique fragrance, a bit more daring than 54. Although I've heard from people say that 54 was a bit too niche for that Jusbox's brand, but I don't know. People seem to really love Jusbox 54, and I'm very proud of that fragrance. And I'm also very proud of this fragrance. It's really, really great. It turned out to be another creamy fragrance, but nothing like 54. This has the green notes and more of a greener citrusy establishment up top. And remember, we've got the flowers in the heart, chock full of flowers that kind of starts experiencing the creaminess while you're in the heart stage. But that custard note just really intensifies the creaminess. And then along the way, you have all those other notes. I've got the fragrance here. I've had this for a while. I can go ahead and smell it for you on camera and explain to you a little bit more. Again, it's a little bit more daring than Jusbox's 54. I didn't consider Jusbox's 54 daring. This is also pretty, I would say this is a bit more non-conventional, non-traditional. So it's very fresh up top, but the greenness comes in. The florals just bloom. The fragrance actually comes alive in the heat, even though it's got those gourmand elements, the gourmand touches. And it's citruses, it's flowers, it's green notes, and then it intensifies and becomes very creamy on skin. So it's interesting that both fragrances that I've done now, this one and then also 54, are very creamy on skin, as in the texture of the fragrance. And that was not intentional. So it was not an intentional thing to do here to make both of the fragrances creamy. It just happened to turn out that way, that the fragrances smell better with that kind of a creamy texture. But there's not a lot of patchouli in this in comparison to the patchouli in 54. This to me is a lot more citruses, a lot more green notes, a lot more flowers, whereas the Jusbox 54 had no flowers. Did it have flowers? It had saffron, which I mean, it's not necessarily a flower, but I think, yeah, it didn't have any floral notes. This is like a who's who of white flowers, and you've got a lot of orange blossom or orange flower, two varieties of jasmine, I should say, not, there's jasmine sambac and jasmine grandiflorum. There's also that pittosporum that I was looking for. The muguet is in here as well, which is lily of the valley, so it's a green floral note. So blue tansy, it's like chamomile. There's sea fennel and nutmeg. So it's basically nutmeg for the spice, and it's the perfect spice, I think. It does lend a spiciness, but it doesn't stand out like cinnamon would stand out. Up top, we have grapefruit. We've got the petitgrain. There's bourgeois de cassis, cannabis, and there's a secret note that is very San Francisco. You'll find out once it's the notes are revealed. And in the base, it's caramelized cashews, vanilla absolute, tonka bean absolute, custard, Virginia cedar, ambroxan, white musk, ISOE super, Virginia cedarwood, and clearwood. Oh, it's good. Really, really great. Again, it's a nice fusion of warmth in the base, freshness up top, floral notes in the heart. You're gonna love it. It's different though. It's not super conventional, but it's also not super out there. So that launches at ScentFest SF. Very limited quantities. If you're interested in getting it, being one of the first to buy it, the brand will be at the show, and he will be selling the fragrances at the show. So save up some money and get yourself a bottle, and it's going to run out. But the official launch date will be sometime in the autumn. We're thinking September, October. We shall see. And we have a retailer that should be exclusive, and I will reveal all of that information soon. In fact, I actually visited the brand in their home city or hometown, and we shot a video a couple of years ago for this fragrance, and we've had nothing but challenges getting this thing off the ground, finally happening. So when you see the video of us talking about the fragrance, and it'll be revealing the brand and everything, just realize that it was shot 2 years ago. By the time it airs, it's probably about 2 years and 3 or 4 or so months. So we'll get that video up. It'll be the reveal of the brand and the name of the fragrance. Did we have the name of the fragrance already? I can't remember if we had the name of the fragrance yet when we shot the video though, so I apologize for that. But yeah, exciting thing. I'm so happy finally this fragrance, which actually started production before Jusbox started production. Go figure that. So next March, it'll be 4 years since this fragrance was... There's a ghost coming in here. Sorry, no, it's maybe some wind. Sorry. So next March, it'll be 4 years since I contacted the brand and said, look, we have this connection. Let's get a fragrance going together. It'll be a great inspiration. I've got this connection, you've got this, and the two together, it would be a great inspiration. So finally it's happening, and I'm really, really excited. So I hope you guys get to try it. I hope you have your tickets to ScentFest SF. Get yourself your tickets and plan your trip to ScentFest SF, to San Francisco, I should say, and come and experience some awesome fragrances, including this one that I've worked on, and a lot of others from a lot of brands that are planning to be there. You'll meet perfumers, you'll meet brand owners, you'll have great experiential experiences with and about fragrances, and you'll smell this new fragrance that we have that's launching. Let me tell you a little bit about the next two. The first one is sort of in progress. I think it's almost final. It's a bit more out there. I think it's a bit more challenging. It is patchouli focused, but not anything like Jusbox 54. It's also not anything like any other patchouli fragrances. There's a very interesting thing happening. I think it's a bit more out there and a bit more edgy for a fragrance. And I think you're going to like it. It's got great trail, really long lasting quality. I think all three fragrances are extract or parfum concentration, so they'll be long lasting. But just keep in mind, these are created by an indie perfumer, an artisanal perfumer, so these are all hand done, I should say. So that's the second fragrance. The next one, the third and final one, will be fresh. I think it'll be the freshest. And so who knows? I'm talking about it now. If it changes, it changes, but we have the names for it. We've basically taken a name from that has to do with San Francisco and a name that has to do with the other city, and we've combined the names to create the name of the fragrance. So that's what we've done with all three fragrances. So I'm very, very excited for this. More details about the next two will come out. This is premiering at ScentFest SF, the first fragrance of the three fragrances, and launching officially in the autumn. And it'll be exclusively sold at a retailer, which we shall reveal once we, reveal the fragrance. So again, if you haven't gotten your tickets to ScentFest SF, please come meet the brand I worked with. Meet me if you haven't met me before. Smell this fragrance. You're going to love it. And you're going to have a chance to get it before anybody else does when it launches officially in the autumn. I should also say the brand I worked with on the other fragrance, Jusbox 54, will also be at ScentFest SF. So if you've ever wanted to meet them, you can come. For me, I'm very proud of that fragrance, working with Julian Rascanet. I think he might even be at the show as well. So if you guys are interested in meeting him, I'm 99% sure he's coming because there's a new fragrance that a brand is launching. And I think the brand is going to bring him because of the fragrance. But not 100% guaranteed yet. I will announce that when it's officially legit that he's coming. But I think most likely he'll be here. So it was great to work with Julian Rascanet and Jusbox to create 54. So if you haven't smelled it yet and you want to meet the brand, Jusbox, you can come and meet and smell the fragrance. Jusbox is launching a new Beach Boys themed fragrance, 60s California brand from Southern California. So I feel like it was appropriate for them to launch it here at ScentFest. Although it's already launched. I think it was already exclusive at Selfridges in the UK, and now probably rolling out here in the States, but you'll be able to smell that fragrance. But also, Jusbox is also bringing their other brand, Costume National. I know somebody wrote to me through Scent Club, and not to me, but to Scent Club email, saying that they were very excited to see Costume National. So they'll be here as well. So if you've been missing Costume National fragrances, they'll be here at one large booth with not only Costume National, but Jusbox. But for me, this brand, this new fragrance is super exciting, and it's going to be awesome for you guys to experience it. And I hope to see you guys at ScentFest SF. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today's video. More info will come out about this once it's all developed, and I'll reveal it little by little. But let me know if you guys have any questions about the fragrance. Add a comment below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Click that bell icon and give a thumbs up for this video, and please share it so it helps with that algorithm and it'll get the video out more. And again, don't forget to go register for ScentFest SF so you can enjoy a great weekend of perfumes here in San Francisco. See you guys later. Bye-bye.